Hello, and welcome back. We are here for the Rally Cry halftime show right between Team Liquid Honda Challengers and Disguised Series, with Team Liquid Honda Challengers taking game one. And I will say, that game ended up being a lot closer than the kill score might have told you, because how did Disguised get that Baron again?
It was a bit of a doozy. I feel like also the fluctuations in gold back and forth. But at one point, there was stable leaning for Team Liquid, and they continued to find those very decisive plays.
Kobe, what was it you said? I wasn't listening.
Sneak level 100. They snuck it. That's how.
Sneaky. Yeah. I suppose that does work. It was very sneaky. I was very surprised by that one. But you know what? I have a surprise for both of you. It is a new quiz show that I have dubbed the Unfair Quiz with Magical. So I hope you are both ready for this one, because this one's going to be a bit harder than my typical one. As well, all the questions are going to actually be about the two teams the last time they played one another. So I hope you have both been doing your research. You've studied up on the history between these two teams. Because let me ask first and foremost, do you remember when these two teams last played?
It was week 1, day 1.
It was this split. Bam.
You know, he's got me there.
Hey, I'm just saying. Made this really easy for play-by-plays. I just got to say simple words.
you know, it's all good. You get a point.
Let's go.
you get a point for that one. See, and this is how it's unfair. I decide who gets points based off my own discretion. So it's not actually if you get the questions right necessarily. It's whether or not I decide you get the questions right.
Did you get my play-by-play bucks in the mail?
So, not gonna talk about that on stream. Yes, I did. I got that. But we're gonna get into the quiz show. So first and foremost, let me ask you. Let's kind of go back in time a little bit. Now, do you guys know the champions that were played in game one of that first series? Can you name every one of them for me?
In their first series.
Every one of them in game one.
There was, wait, was Twisted Fate game 2?
I'm not telling you a single thing.
It was a Twisted Fate in that
series. I have it here.
I think it was
it's on the chalkboard, behind handy dandy chalkboard.
All right, well. It was, Young was on Ari, Fake God was on Jax. I'm going to guess Tomio was just on Vi. Sounds about right.
Okay. Okay. This all sounds pretty good.
Zazel was on Melio.
Okay.
Oh, and then Aphelios. There was Melio Aphelios.
And Lennon, don't think I don't catch you looking at your other monitor.
No, I actually don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I have my prep document. I don't have anything written down from week one, day one.
I remember the game now. That helps. Because it was a Lucian Nami response into Aphelios Melio.
Okay. Are we looking?
Wukong for Mir.
I put my one in there. Thank you, Cubby. I've got my one.
Who won the game? Who won the game?
Disguised won game 1. Okay. I'm going to guess that Bradley was on Cassante. And then I'm going to guess that APA was on Cassio. He was on Cassio.
No, it was Scion. I was about to say Scion.
Oh, it was Nautilus.
I was like, do I go for it? Because we had talked about in game 1 about Bradley's growth on the Scion. It started from early parts of the split.
Yeah, so there you go. It was the Scion. It was the Nautilus jungle too. It was the Flex in the first game that we saw.
They had the Nautilus. Yeah, every game was Nautilus.
APA's Cassiopeia too.
And you were right, Lennon. You did get one on there.
I got one. Let's go.
You've got that point. I'll give a point over to Cubby too, because he did get the Jax, and another point for the Ari as well for Young.
I got the bot lanes. I cleaned up the bot lanes. Yeah, I said Lucian Nami was response. Yeah.
Okay. Then he gets.
I'm just saying you got the Aphelios because of my Melio pick.
That's true.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give Lennon the point for that one.
All right.
So the play-by-play
box coming in.
4 points for Cubby, 2 points for Lennon on that one. All right, now let's get into game 2. How about game 2? Can you think about that?
Yeah, it was Jax for Fake God. It was a Twisted Fate for APA. He played it into the Ari yet again. Okay. It was an Aphelios for... It was Aphelios Melio, I think, for the side of TLC.
Don't fall.
I'm gonna guess that Bradley once again played Cassante or Scion. Maybe Mazel remembers.
I want to say it was Cassante.
And then I'm gonna guess
because I don't think it was 2 Scion games in a row.
Wukong or Vi. Who was paired up with TF?
You got to decide between the Wukong and Vi.
No. It was Cassante was for Bradley.
He has Malcolm.
Wait, no. It was no. Yeah, Kasante
Oh wait, no,
for
this
Bradley.
was still when Wukong was so big. This was still when Wukong was so big. I bet it was near Wukong.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
I just know it was a Twisted Fate and Ari.
Yeah,
it was Kasante and Jax.
You guys are taking forever. We don't have forever.
We're taking forever. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
we don't have forever. A Wukong for Mir.
So you got the Wukong. It was Kasante and Twisted Fate.
For Bradley too.
You got the Ari right too.
Yeah.
Oh, but the Zera Yumi, I just wanted to forget about that.
Yeah, I was about to say everyone wanted to forget about that one, so I won't fault you for. You'll both get 2 gimme points for this one because nobody wants to remember this one.
I do remember from that game is that TLC were on red side.
Well, this tells you who's on what side.
They're on
blue, red, blue, red. It tells you.
I think you broke Cubby.
Anyway. Twisted Fate was on red side that game, man, I swear. No, wait, no, it was blue. It was blue.
I'm like, no, it is.
Blue.
It is.
You're baiting yourself live in 4K.
Chalkboard does not lie. How dare you question the chalkboard? Dock 2 points. You are docked 2 points.
What I remember...
don't you question it.
What I remember from that game was that APA went like 9-1.
Yep.
And then he had to play bot. Why I thought they were red side is because he ported onto Fake God, like on the blue side of the map, like by mid-inner turret. And he buffered his gold card through a Jack stun, like with the dodge. It was very clean.
You'll get a bonus point for that one. You lost a point because it was 11-1.
Also, Fake God
2 points. Okay, let's get that right.
So
all right.
He's lost 2 points, but he also gained 3 points in total on top of that. So that is a net of 1 point. And
I have a million points now, so...
Yeah, you get 2 points there, Lennon, so I think it's a tie game.
Yeah, I think it's a tie game.
Moving on, what do we got?
So let's move on. Let's get into our third question, the actual question that we have. So with all this in mind, the last time they played each other was week 1, day 1. Who did the most damage in that series?
I'm going to guess...
APA.
APA.
Had to be.
Twisted Fate was massive.
You're both going with APA in the series, not per game in one game. The whole series.
Nah, I think it was still APA.
It definitely wasn't Arrow, because game 1, Arrow did nothing.
The whole game, the whole series. The whole series. You know what?
Screw it. I'll go Meech.
At least someone got the hint. It was Meech.
No! I refuse.
Sorry, Lennon. I would give you a point, but he took the hint that time.
Yeah, he did. He just went with it. Instead of standing up straight and fighting for his beliefs, he backed down.
That's how he gets a point for it. So, there he goes. Now he has the lead by a point.
He needs to win.
All right. Let's go with question number 2.
Supposed to do.
All right. Are you ready for this? So,
let's get it.
Fake God got 2 solo kills in game 2 of that series against last time DSG and TLC faced off against each other. What 2 players did Fake God get a solo kill on?
One was Bradley, because he 1v2'd the first TF gank. And the other one was... I'm going to guess Mir.
Okay. Got a Mir and Bradley.
I'm actually going to go with he solo killed him down.
Him down?
I don't know why.
Why Kim down?
I respect it.
I respect it. You got a point for that one, Lennon. You got a point for that one. Because I respect it, but it's wrong.
Blind respect.
It's wrong, but you get a point for it because I do respect it. So, I will say, so you have 2 players to guess. Well, who's the other player, Lennon?
Oh, God.
Bradley is correct.
I'm going to guess it was Bradley's as the 1v1, but I didn't want to take the easy way out, okay? I wanted to guess the other one. Right. Let's just throw Arrow in there. He got caught out.
Actually, was it? So I'm going to stick with Mir. But was it APA, the other one? Because he kept on porting top that game.
I don't know. Who was it?
I don't know. Well, you're going to have to tell us eventually.
I am.
I'm going to stick with Mir.
Mir, and what's the other one?
Bradley.
Are you sticking with Bradley? All right. Well, that's a good call because one of them was Bradley. The other one was also Bradley. He died twice.
Oh, my God. Come on. Not fair.
Once, it was a true solo kill where it was just the 1v1. It was the first blood as well at 5 minutes and 59 seconds. The second one was when Twisted Fate went top lane, and it was the 1v2. So, there you go.
It was the impossible quiz. And I do remember that.
Yeah, see, that's why it's labeled the unfair quiz. But you do get a point for that one. And Lennon, you got a point because I like the answers. So, good job. Good job. You're still a point behind. No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Avi is still in the lead. So let's get into our next question.
I didn't even pay power.
Let's skip to our last question. I want to skip to the last question. We're not going to do the 5th question. We're going to skip to the last one if we can. Because I want to get this one, because this one has a visual component with it.
Okay.
This one has a fun thing
not
if
the
they're ready
chalkboard?
for it. Not the chalkboard. The chalkboard is already there, at least if they can.
You got trolled.
Oh, I got trolled.
You got literal giga trolled.
I didn't get trolled. I didn't get trolled because this is on YouTube now to guess. So, there's 2 pictures. You have to guess picture 1 and 2. Let's see if I can quickly show them. Hold on. Can I do this in record time?
Ninja this in.
I just love that you went into this with
the
full
ultimate.
confidence that it was going to go out, and then they just put it, if you
they
can
did
make
it.
this full screen,
all right, here we
let's
go. This is pick 1. This is pick 1. So, which game is this?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is game 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they won.
There's no way it's
Disguise
game 1.
won on blue side, and I remember that there was a fight in the bot lane that led to all the pounding that you see.
Okay.
No. This was game 2.
Okay, so do we have the second picture? I don't know. If we do, we just go to it right away because we gotta blitz through this so we can get in. Perfect. Which game is this?
This is game 2.
I feel like that's game 1. I'm going to go the opposite.
Sorry, Lennon. I want you to win, but you lose.
I hate
the winner.
it because I always think you're gonna dupe me. You're like, oh, why would you ever put the first game first? Because that's just common sense.
That's exactly why I did it, because I knew it would dupe somebody. Cubby is the winner of the unfair quiz, and you two
Not
get
my
us
winner.
into our second game here between Disguise and Team Liquid Honda Challengers. We'll see if Disguise can bounce back and keep that at 2 games behind first place. Only you two can find out.
You know, Mazel. For someone, how many games have we had at Challengers so far this split? Let me check Nico's presence real quick. We'll figure it out from that.
Okay. I was gonna say there've been 134, I believe, before the updates today. So
for 134 games being played, I think my accuracy on a game that happened week 1, day 1, the VOD reviews and casting pay off. That's all I'm gonna say. Not bad.
You put in the
Did my
time
best
so you
there.
can recollect to what happened at the beginning of the split. Now, aside from your non-win, because I will not accept it, we do got to move into a second game where DSG are looking for a win, right? It is Team Liquid who find an advantage, game number 1, Pilot at home. This was a comeback that was to some extent expected from them. They were angry about how their last series have gone, and now DSG are trying to come back into this one. Now, we do see that switch up of sides at least. It is the Kennen and the Xayah banned by Disguised, while the Kai'Sa and the Renekton for Team Liquid.
And don't let that the record fool you here. It is 19 wins for TLC and an 11th loss for Disguise after that game. Every game matters here. Actually, as TLC try to secure that 1 seed in the back half of the split, and wins here big. As surprisingly enough, DSG with the Kai'Sa ban being shown, that LeBlanc ban saying, hey, we don't want to first pick that, and Kai'Sa being one of the answers that we are seeing right now in the mid LeBlanc, not wanting to be dealt with. So looks like it's going to be a different first pick for the side of DSG. Curious what happens with that Aphelios. Xayah is off the table. Kai'Sa is off the table. Aphelios does have an ever so high priority. Also, we have seen Disguise even first pick Rel and flex that with Tomio. So that could be something that TLC is worrying about in the back half of the draft, as Khan going to be taken off the board. My eyes go towards
first L, by the way.
the Tristana, the Rel, the Kindred. So it will be Tristana being picked up here for DSG.
Easy peasy. You get something with a lot of flexibility on it and something they can utilize really well in the first phase of draft. Now we do get Team Liquid actually getting the combo this time. This is what they were attempting to pick up in game number 1. But DSG were the sneaky stealers. Now we get the Maokai and the Jace reunited at last, but it means Tomio goes right back to the Ivern he's found a lot of comfort on, and that Rel for Zeyzal.
And actually going to be the first Jace for Harry this split, so will be interesting to see that. As I'm going to go through the match history real quick. How much Jace do we actually have for Harry in
The
here?
Alistar locked in. Wow.
Only 1 Jace game in Harry's career. Wow. So that's that's
Got a lot of first-time Jace players today. Not first time, but at least close to.
Zell, I got a feeling we're going to see Silas banned here by TLC.
I think, I think it might be a good call, Cubby.
On a limb
It
here.
might be. Also, just take away some of those melee mids from Young. But this is also a situation where Disguise could be bringing the Tristana towards mid and baiting out some of these bans from Team Liquid. We will see that Silas there, rightfully so. The respect handed over to Young, who's still trying to find the way that he meshes in with this team, Cubby.
I think if you want to take away something like a Cassante here on the side of TLC, that'd be not too bad. But also, no magic damage yet for the side of Disguise, so maybe TLC decides to get rid of, or also, keep in mind, they could deny this Zig coming out.
I want to give Bradley the Gwen on the other side this time, realizing that Fake God was actually gearing up to have a fun time, just kept getting caught out instead. See Team Liquid with their final ban here. We are heavily looking at them picking up bot side here, at least for Arrow to get something comfortable. The Aphelios is still on the table. Is that something you want to take away for DSG? But now specifically taking all their time they possibly can for Team Liquid in these drafts. They are being methodical. They'll take away Fake God's Olaf as well.
Curious. I don't think we've seen Fake God actually play with that one. The split as, yeah, that's something that Fake God's yet to play, but something at TLC. I'd say when you're showing Malachi Alistar, I think it's a reasonable ban, as Olaf feels really good in those two champs, and makes it more likely to me that we actually see TLC potentially blind a Cassante here on 4, and just give Fake God his jabs.
Good, at least I would say that, okay, the Rumble ban does come back through yet again. I love the hover here from Team Liquid as well, the Aatrox. I know it's something that Fake God has talked a lot about on the other side. It's one of Fake God's favorite champions to play. He watches a ton of streamers over in Korea and China pick up this champion and wants to be able to whip it out himself one of these days. But it is something for Team Liquid. They need to get some stability in the top side of the map, and they might just look right back at a tried and true pick here for Bradley in the Scion.
So good against Jace, pairs well with Jace too. As side of DSG, they're looking for magic damage. I think you're going to find that in the Varus or the Ziggs, as Gwen and Rumble are both off the board. And overall, low magic damage composition coming out from TLC, as it is going to be the Ziggs, which feels really good this game. Leandri's into Scion, Alistar, Malachi. Yeah, not too bad. And Fake God going to go for that split push Fiora. You've already seen it pick up a win today, as Surdy helped EGC find that win they had in the split against Team Fish Taco earlier, and Fake God had that side lane option early. So the turret destruction comp is online for Disguised.
That's what I was going to say, man.
Chris Ziggs plus a Fiora in the side lane. TLC have to find ways to force. I would love this pick. Do it. Come on, Arrow.
I want to focus on those three, though, because the setup right now is so strong in what we've seen in the meta for DSG. It is something where Meech is pulling out the Ziggs for the first time of the split. We have Young on this Tristana for the second time at least, and it's also Fake God on the Fiora. So a lot of changes, a lot of things going on for DSG to try to upend this, but that Draven, a tried and true in his history for Arrow, and a moment for him to really slam the door on Disguised.
I think it's very important that TLC, whatever game plan they hit, they need to get ahead early. Need to find that first Rift Herald. Need to make sure they're stacking up early dragons, because if Triss Ziggs are given any part of the map, they can take turrets and structures so quickly, snowball so quickly, and become absolute menaces in the late game, as the wave clear between them and the split push of Fiora, very, very strong. So something that this guys will have to play around, as TLC early game, going to try and make all the plays they can possible to make sure they have a lead to play into what this guy's showing.
It's a very interesting game plan going into game 2 of this series here. Again, every win matters for both these two teams, trying to push the distance a little bit more for Team Liquid while trying to gain some distance for Disguised. And this is a team who has come out consistently and said, as Disguised, they want to have 2-0s, they want to have clean games, and they want to carry over a lot of the success that a majority of this roster had last split. Well, Team Liquid, they've got a new piece in the mid lane, but they're making it look oh so good. Make sure that if you are a fan of either of these sides, you're spamming in chat TLC or DSG, or who you think's going to take the win. Oh, Meech. First time Ziggs and a first time to die. Let's see if he goes down. The headbutt back and just a hammer fall. Give it to Arrow. No. Okay, well, I guess you want to keep as much as you can. And first blood to Harry. And a big step in the right direction for Team Liquid in this game, too.
That was creative coming out of TL as preemptive flash burned. And Fake God actually going to get a ward. Now let's see if Bradley can find a Q. Fake God going to be smart enough to walk that way on the exit.
I like it. I also just appreciate the fact that we are getting this kind of setup and a lot of aggression from both sides. The double kind of break your base comp from DSG, but also the reestablishment of this very strong meta composition in the Jace Maokai combination and trying to make it work around this bottom lane that needs to kind of play aggressive, because there's one thing that's always tried and true, and yes, Arrow might have a long track record on the Draven, but if If you can't get ahead on Draven, you can't cash in those stacks, it gets so difficult to play the game.
Especially going up against Ziggs, where you cannot walk forward. So, will be a challenge for Arrow this game. But, again, early game priority does go over to the side of TLC. And that's why I kind of like giving Harry the kill. Because Tristana shoves so hard in the mid lane, as we already see Young getting ahead there. If Harry is able to match some of that shove, that does open up more plays for Mir. And should help open up the securing of the early neutrals that I think is so important for TL success in this game.
Speaking of success, again, this is a recent track record that Team Liquid are not necessarily proud of. I know at the end of last week, Spawn came out talking about really wanting to get their heads back on the right way and on the right path for them. They started so by getting a 1-1 against Fear just yesterday, and now looking on the cusp of a very strong start in Game 2 where they had already had a pretty dominating Game number 1. It feels good to see our champs, or in our top dogs at least, not our champs, back at it again, and with a composition that fits them so well.
And again, curious to see Harry, his second ever Jace game. In Harry's own interview said, hey, you know, the LCS team wants to see a few things where, a few areas I can improve upon in that interview. You know, seeing new champions here and having them executed well would be great to see from Harry, who I think had a really strong Game 1 on that Azir Mazel.
Yeah, he really did.
Curious to see if he can continue that momentum in this Game 2.
I love the NACL lull down there in the bottom left. By the way, if you want some of those cute little emotes, make sure you're subscribing to both Path to LCS and LCS Challengers. 50% of the proceeds go to our teams and players. And if you want to have your tweets come up on screen, make sure you follow us on Path to LCS on Twitter and use that hashtag NACL. As we see Zeyzal already looking at mid lane onto Harry. The trades go back and forth, but both supports right back where we started in Game 1.
Yeah, if you sub to LCS Challengers, you can help Disguise directly compete with the $1 billion orgs.
Crashed out from Zeyzal, and they actually have the collapse here from the rest of DSG. Though Zeyzal does get pushed out of dodge, Kim down, taking the brunt, and the explosive charge, it's enough! As Young gets a trade back, and DSG themselves get a kill.
Great find from Zeyzal as stymies the play that TL were attempting onto Young. Nothing to be had, and now Tomio can get into the jungle of Mir and take away some of those camps again. Of course, that last game, Tomio had such a good clear. This time, trying to switch things up. Got a different Ivern skin, you know? It's Dunk Master time. Maybe that's the change up that Disguise we're looking for. Is good stun landing for Fake God. Zeyzal's here.
Zeyzal's here. The crash down, not going to connect. Bradley will end up flashing out. That's something that can be revisited. You see a lot of the pressure that DSG are using, and it comes off the back of this early roam from Zeyzal on this rel that he's been so lethal with.
Yeah, that last game was Zeyzal's first loss on that rel. As I will credit Bradley. I think that was very well played to get on out of there. All right, see Tomio wrap the camp up for himself. So a little something in the pocket of Tomio. Has his entire jungle to retreat to, but yeah, Bradley ended up walking out of Zeyzal's crash down and then flashed the Q. So I think that was really well played actually by Bradley, and probably saved his life from going down there.
Now we take a look back with a dragon on the table, but not as much focus as maybe we had particularly looked for last game. If the vision does lead out with a bit of priority on this bottom side for Team Liquid, they want to, with the pathing from here, go for this early objective themselves.
You're going to skip over that Gromp camp that's about to respawn, so you can hit this in time. Bot lane is shoving in favor of that Ziggs, who of course did use that early base to get the Lost Chapter and TP back tech to keep Marksman down, as Arrow will need some help. He wants to take down this bot lane and cash in some of those stacks outside of just having Kim down in the lane.
I mean, the stacks are definitely racking up here for sure. Has that call as well, so some nice payouts potentially available for Arrow. But Mir will be clearing out some of DSG's vision around the Dragon Pit, giving a lot of question marks over. As Tomio just got a reset, should be heading back down towards this bottom side. This is Team Liquid using that priority we were talking about to get this first Dragon.
We'll be able to melt with Arrow helping out here. Let's look this game. Mir, of course, we did see that tank Maokai with the double frontline mass game as well, but this time around, going for that magic damage build with the Demonic Embrace, he is the only magic damage that is on the side of TL outside from the Sunfire Cape of Bradley. So I like this choice from here. I feel like that's a smart adaptation of this game, showing some of the flexibility of the Maokai. His first dragon, as we talked about, goes over to TLC. Well executed, using the Draven, the bully around that bot lane. And now we'll see if TLC can use that to make sure that the focus is on the Rift Herald. And hopefully that goes over in their pockets as well.
When you look at both these two teams, we have so much success for both sides, even if it's just 3 parts of that championship roster from last split. Tomio, Fake God, and Zeyzal from their Cloud9 Challengers victory. Incredible pieces to have to continue building around for Disguise. And on the other side, you're still building around now at this point, the two Chains champions in Bradley and Harry, but it really has been a come up from Mir, Arrow, and Kim down in this split.
A lot of the story of TL is just how they've been able to run with their improvement from last split. As I think the improvements that we have seen from Kim Down and Arrow have been really fun to watch. As we see Tomio actually prep both camps, he smites away the red. That feels really bad for the side of Mir. And this guys can just stay here as the wave's dead and wait for Tomio to pick up this camp as well if they so choose.
Dude, Disguise is using Daisy so well here. Like,
smite
she's
away.
taking up so much and will end up not blocking.
Oh, no.
That Nature's Grass. He got the re-engage here as well, and Harry gets the chop down with a hammer onto the tree. Kim Down goes down to a return from Young, and he is truly making a name for himself in this second game here, where it was a very quiet game 1 from DSG's mid laner.
Zeyzal was trying to catch the roots and buffer it from Nature's Grass, but actually missed out on the buffer. Another member of DSG gets caught in Tomio, and he falls down, so it was able to be traded back upon by Disguise, but bit of a rare oopsie there from Zeyzal as he cast that W a bit early. Tomio got caught in one of the roots as well, and able to 1-for-1 trade.
All right, I'm going to tell you something just because I remember the combo from last night just now because I saw it almost play out right there where Harry is about to go for the kill. He does get the flash out, but he gets returned on, and the tower shot is enough. Tomio, one more auto. Did he get it? He flashes over the side of Kim Down, and he gets the shutdown onto Harry. Now Kim Down is way too caught out. Young, he gets Bramble smashed down, and a shutdown goes to Mir. Both junglers are showing right now that they want to have some kills under their belts.
It's a bit of a brawl going on here in the mid lane as Harry, trying to be very aggressive onto Young, gets the flash out of him as that shield from Tomio's Ivern ended up being clutch. That caused the overcommit from Harry as this guy is revisited mid to help support Young. That paid off rather well as now Harry, him and Young are walking back to lane. Mir's out of mana, so Tomio's able to, as he just got back out on the map, go hit that Rift Herald and take it for the side of Disguise. Big deal coming out of Disguise. They deny one of the early neutral objectives. Get some time to scale under their belt. Rift Herald could be very useful in taking some plates and getting the siege comp rolling, as I would love to see this used with the Ziggs, as say bye-bye to whatever turret that lane's in.
And if you can get Young there, even better. Now back to my original assumption here. Last night, I saw Xiaohu on the Tristana get hammered back by a Jace as he was rocket jumping, and it put him back where he started the rocket jump and knocked him back from there. Which, maybe we see that today if Harry can make the difference against Young, because both these guys are sitting at 2-1. They have their first item completed, and they have the spotlight now.
Lane focus. It's important game 1. Needs to be that way in game 2 as well. Gotta say, I still want TL to keep this game rolling. I think they need to make more plays that go in their favor. In my eyes, I'll go down to that bot lane, as I think Ivern's gonna likely throw this Herald down in the Ziggs lane. Ziggs hasn't gotten a lot of work done in that turret, or on that turret, but maybe you see Ziggs rotate mid so they can try and synergize with the Trist and the Sapphire charges you're calling out. But also, keep in mind, Arrow's got quite a few stacks prepped up on the Adoration from the Ravens, so
okay, Maggie Storm from Zeyzal. They bring out Daisy as well. Mir tries to go in, and Zeyzal has overextended himself now, and it's not the cash in from Arrow, but it's Harry who gets another kill.
That was so close for Arrow to actually cash in there. So it goes on over to TLC as the setup from Zeyzal, I mean, it was a good combo onto Mir, but Young just wasn't in range.
Not in range, not able to do much there. Yeah, we'll see the stalemate continue in bottom side. There is another dragon coming up for Team Liquid, and they will have push down here as well.
Oh, that feels bad. It was trying to
Sad
execute
B.
that. It was like 1 health left. You know what? Arrow had faith in his support to get it. We respect that.
Zazel will walk straight into the sapling of Mir, get a nice little Christmas present for himself. As, yeah, Kim Down actually finds it. And a nice little knockback from Arrow. They might actually get the cash in here as Zazel, one more. No, Harry takes it again. And that is huge for the mid laner. TLC, he knows he's point and center right now.
He's like, I'm on the Jace, man. The kills go to me. You're going to have to earn these adoration stacks.
You can cash in later.
Yeah. All the power right now onto Harry. Trying to have a big series here up against Young. Return the challengers as Harry continues to build. Wait.
Oh, he tried. I appreciate Tomio right there, but does not get out, and it's Mir who gets the kill.
Harry even gets the Krugs now? God damn, this guy's getting everything, man. He gets the feast.
Again, he wants to prove it that he is making that growth, making that transition. Again, you were saying this is a first Jace and something that he can capitalize on so well. They weren't able to get it in game number 1. They got it, and he is handling business right now.
Really good to see out of TLC. As, oh, okay. Here comes the Scion
play. Here comes Bradley. He's
Arrow.
in a bit of trouble there.
Maybe showing his hand a bit early as, oh, that's risky. He's gonna get canceled.
Bradley? Okay. Well, a little close. Does get up top.
All right,
Deny,
no lie.
More push.
No lie. I think it's worth for Zazel to flash there to cancel that. You get at least a couple more plates on the Fake God.
Yeah.
You stick him down bot. There's nothing you can really do.
Tomio actually wants this fight. He's like, Daisy, handle it.
Young's here.
Go. Young does have the rocket jump going through. He will jump over, trying to get the charges at least onto Mir, but can't do it. Mir did have to use the Nature's Grasp there.
Harry's on a ward, so not able to find anything. As Young. Flash burn. Well played from Kim Down. A lot of skirmishes going on here, Mazel, where a lot of teams are just kind of getting freebies here and there when it comes to cooldowns. So, see who can punish. I think that flash being down from Young is definitely something that TL can look at. As Mir has his up. Mir doing pretty good in this game. So, wherever he looks, I feel like that's going to be a positive play coming out for TL.
I feel like Mir has been such a big point in TL's regrowth into their success, right? Like, this is a roster that got kind of blown up at the end of the year last year. And having to find a bunch of new... Yeah, for good reasons. All going to LCS. And the fact that we get to see still some strength, it shows that the structure behind Team Liquid Challengers is so strong, but they also just have damn good scouting, right? There's a reason why Mir got MVP in our first split of the year.
I think it speaks to, how good Mir and Harry are, too. Just the fact that, they've only played, their 9th game together. And the fact they're able to play like this around the duo has been playing the entire split together, I think says a lot of good things about who these guys are as just individual players themselves, Mazel. As Mir and Harry, if you turn the nameplates off, you could have never guessed these guys just started playing together a couple days ago.
Just feels like it fits the mold for Team Liquid Challengers. Now, we did get finally first turret over, and it is to DSG. So it's still a very hotly contested gold differential here. But it's something that DSG are going to have to opt into even more so now. Get Meech out into the other lanes and get some of this destruction going.
And this is where I really like the Ziggs Trist combo. Because at this point of the game, you get to put Ziggs mid. And Trist feels really good in the side lane, whereas Ziggs does not. So I think that this is where, you get the solo levels on the Trist to kind of accelerate her a little bit further into the game compared to when she's just bot lane, where her laning phase is very easily punished in the 2v2, especially if you are able to take a lot of range into it. Now, though, put Trist in the side lane where she feels very safe with that rocket jump and buster shot, and then Ziggs is mid, where he's home. Just perma clear waves, perma get push, and see what kind of damage you can get down onto the turrets.
He's also got all the sweets you could ever ask for. I just, I'm wishing that Tomio had gone for the cupcake one this time so they could be matching. Yeah. But, things happen. People change. And skins change too. Team Liquid will get a change, though, and an objective. I guess not much of a change for them, as they get the second Rift Herald and will look to get the top lane turret here, maybe for Arrow.
we like to swap again for TLC. They're deprioritizing this dragon, but taking the resources away from Fake God is valuable in this draft. We are 10 seconds away from that dragon. Looks like TLC are going to commit to this. They're going to go for a double crash, trade out this dragon. And there really is no response right now from the side of the skies. The Ziggs bomb is good to clear the wave, but hey, Shelly's still kicking. As TL could escort this all the way in.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon is already going down to DSG. Yep. It will just be that trade over. And first Dragon for DSG, while that tier 2 looking very worse for wear. And it is not going to be stolen, but it's a tier 2 straight into the Draven's pockets.
Again, TL, by really accepting early on that they are not going to contest an objective, they're able to get good things for themselves while giving that over. Denying that Fiora from getting ahead and pushing into the side lane, and making sure that all this gold goes over into the Draven. Really good call to trade out that dragon. I mean, that's
yeah.
TLC making good use of what the map was there.
That's been 2 games in a row now, though, that they've done that, right? They've had such clean decision-making across both in this series.
Play towards their strengths, and pays off. So, TLC, 2K gold lead. 18 minutes in, that's not bad. They would like to try to accelerate that one a little bit. What's really going to matter in this stage of the game, you'll see you have to rely on Jace to poke. And they cannot overcommit into the Ziggs Trist. If you do not execute a fight cleanly in the Ziggs Tristana, you will be punished. So I think TLC really need to be careful about when they take those engages, and they can always lean back and rely on the poke of their comp has between the Jace and the Maokai, try and buy some space and find advantages that way instead of just taking the all-in. I favor DSG.
Tomio did change up his build path a little bit, all right? He's got the Staff of Flowing Water this time.
Up Ziggs.
Yeah, get that extra AP in there. But specifically, I think now we have 2 items for Harry. He does have that Miramana completed. His poke is going to be oh so scary, but there is something I want to check in on. We're 19 minutes in, and we haven't had a single cash-in or death for Arrow, so I'd love to get a chance to check in on how much gold he has left standing and how big that payout can be.
It's going to be thick. As Harry denied a few of them. As Zeyzal gets the buffer down that time. Good poke coming out as both Niche and Zeyzal brought to half. The TL, they don't have a wave to play off of, because guess what? You're going up against Ziggs.
Yeah.
So, no play from there. Something else I really like the TLC's been doing, they're actually matching the Fiora with the Jace and not the Scion. It's a much better matchup.
All right, let's see. He's got 437 stacks right now. Maybe get a hover over. It can. I think it tells you the amount of gold it's worth, but that's still a lot of stacks.
That's a lot of gold. Might double the gold lead from TLC of that.
All right. Let's see. Does it come through?
Doing it.
There it is. Oh, wait, no. I guess it only tells you how much you got paid out of.
Hold on. No. It's 440. I can do this math.
I believe in your math, and I'm sure you'll come back with an answer. But
it's gonna be about a 1,200 gold kill right
with just the kill plus the death.
Just the adoration.
Right?
Just the adoration.
That's gonna be a big swing of things, especially when you're getting very close to Meech hitting that second item spike as well. I really want to see some timers come up for DSG, because again, this Team Liquid roster, the composition they draft for Game 2, you were highlighting it earlier. They wanted to get ahead. Well, they got ahead with Harry, and now it's about piloting it forward.
It did, but it's not like backbreaking on the side of DSG. And this is where things start to get scarier for TLC. As level 16 for Fiora, that's when she becomes the absolute menace on the side lane. You can't really deal with her anymore. And it's really tough to accelerate the game into Ziggs Tristana, as just the raw wave clear, as we have seen out of Meech sitting there with the Ziggs. The entire time, it's too much for TLC to deal with. So I think they're going to have to use this Baron to bait, but I think they're going to play towards this Dragon first to get themselves soul point, and then focus on the Baron.
All right, they're focusing top side, though. As Fake God in a little bit of trouble, does have the riposte, but won't actually end up using it. Just goes down in the end. Yep. Feels a little bit bad, but Harry goes on a killing spree now with a shutdown on his name. You do get a mid lane focus from DSG, but they can't really find it.
Well, can't move Ziggs out of mid, and you can't move Scion either. So I guess it's a handshake for TLC. But Fake God into that Jace. You can see when another threat comes up top, it's not the 1v1. It's kind of hard to know when
they're starting
to use
Baron.
that riposte.
They are literally starting Baron right now.
That's an insane angle, though.
Okay, Mega Inferno Bomb does come through. Came down on the side, and Supple Onslaught just goes into the void there. Zeyzal finds a big engage. Can it be enough? Look at DSG, though. They are firing with a nice little front to back, and unfortunately, it will not end up in much afterwards, but it was a contest by both sides.
That's a cash in.
Arrow gets the cash in with the Sniperino.
Hit the gold button. How much? What's he gonna buy? We gotta check in. Huh? What's he got? Oh my god, that's a BT.
From just the BF sword and a BF sword. Oh my goodness.
So he just completed BT off that kill. Nice. Well done. Good job, Arrow.
What a come up. And it was off the back of nothing. Like it was literally, it just felt like a 12-25 coming your damn big brain.
You know what my 2 basic skills in life are, Mazel?
Counting.
No, it's a good memory. I have a really good memory, and I'm good at basic math on the fly. Let's go, baby.
I like it. I like it. They say you're never supposed to do math on air, but get you a cubby that can. As we do see that Team Liquid with this renewed pressure, 2.5 item spikes now for Team Liquid's carry and Arrow, and the play that just happened where DSG got upended.
And I love the turn from Zeyzal, and I like how DSG are playing this fight, because you are forcing them to walk through a choke into Ziggs Tristana. TLC cannot do that.
Predicts it.
That's not possible.
Oh my god.
Arrow's like, hey, you know what? We're going to go fishing here. And guess what? That was 12-25. Got the Bloodthirster done, and now things are cruising for TL. Oh, that's a big play coming in.
Catch 2, another whirling death comes across, and Zeyzal so low he has to back away. Team Liquid pressing down the outer tower in mid lane. There's not much defense to be had, but they're just tanking for Bradley here. We'll have 1 minion left, but that wave here comes clutch yet again. In DSG's comp, they still have these very strong, stable pieces as the game goes on, right? A Ziggs and a Tristana are no slouches. A Fake God and a side lane on Fiora is not a slouch. This is Team Liquid needing to continue pressing.
I want to credit Young there. That Buster shot denied Kim down his Alistar combo. And I think saved DSG from at least dropping 1 member in that tower dive coming out from TLC. And yeah, I like the call. Yeah, Mazel. Again, it's really hard to accelerate a game state in the Ziggs. The amount of wave clear that he brings, just raw clear, it's big from the side of Neef. And he's gone for a rather defensive build on the Ziggs. Not going to be the Blast Cannon. We'll get the Seraph's Embrace completed. So TLC, we're going to have to find ways to force, as at the moment, they're actually going to start this off. They're trying to draw Fake God's TP away from the side there.
Get Daisy out of her shell, as they are just burning this down right now. DSG a little bit hesitant. They are warded out. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb as the Nature's Grass comes out. Kim down a push out there. Fake God's in the side lane. The Baron goes over as Turo will cover the purple in Team Liquid's favor. And Turo Baron buff will be something they can use to try to defend this, but DSG, they're making the preemptive strike.
Do they get mid? Okay, yeah, they don't get him there. No way. Ports get him out in time. So 2 towers traded for that Baron. TLC, they'll happily take that one. As Baron forces Fiora to come to you. Something that TLC is going to have to try and fight and do throughout this game. But I don't mind that from Fake God. He's not TPing into the fights. I don't think DSG win a raw 5v5 at this point. You need to get Tristana on 3-4 items. And you still see Young's actually
Kim down with a little bit of flash play there. But Zeyzal, look at him. He's coming around with the Magnet Storm. They have the lockdown onto Arrow. You got to watch Harry, though. Harry's the big swinger as it's down to the count. A 2 for 2. And we're seeing Harry try to put down some poke on the back end of it.
It was a great engage from Zeyzal. Arrow was flashless, but the amount of damage that Arrow was able to turn before he went down, critical, as it's a 2-for-2 trade off of a very good start to the fight from DSG. You can see Tomio's fishing. Could be dangerous.
Tomio spawning out. Daisy yet again, but the Nature's Grass comes out. There's the unstoppable onslaught right onto him, and Beach is no more.
Good combo coming out from TLC. Young has to Buster Shot Bradley away. He's going to tank up 1 more with a shield as Young's free firing. I think that's all that TLC gets is that Harry finds Tomio on the back half. Giving him a warm welcome as Harry's back in Challengers himself. Says, hey, Tomio, good to see you again, boss. Let me take that one for myself.
Start singing some Eminem over here. As man is back and in force Harry coming up big, and that's the thing. Arrow was the big focus here. They go for the big engage, but it's Harry you got to watch out for.
This is really nice from Zeyzal. I mean, it's a full combo on the Arrow. It doesn't have flash, but the amount of damage Arrow's able to do just keeps on auto-attacking, has that BT to keep himself alive. Young not really able to get involved. Then on the back half, that just slow things down. Love this combo coming out from Bradley and Mir. 3-man Q on the sign. You should not really ever be able to do that. Young wasn't able to get the Buster Shot off to cancel him as the combo came in from TLC and Mir. Really well done by those two to get another positive play for themselves.
Then the fadeaway shot, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dunkmaster Ivern. He can't play for the point, you know? He's not the three-point shooter. That's Harry. He's the one playing from deep. Ivern, not so much.
Ivern goes hard in the paint. All right, he goes up there. He puts the basket in.
Him and Daisy, they're the Bash brothers, you know? I think Daisy's the center, though, and Ivern's the
I was going to say a little bit. Although, Ivern is very tall. I don't know.
He's lengthy.
He is lengthy. A little bit of a fight back, though, and a 7,000 gold lead for Team Liquid Challengers. There's a dragon up now, and we see them try to force around this, although topside is the focus. Fake God, he could get punished. He has not been punished this entire game, it feels like, and now he will. Harry goes godlike, and he's looking to bring his godlike influence into this fight. It's Fear that takes the dragon, a soul over, and I love Arcane because the Hex Gates enable Team Liquid to wipe the floor with DSG.
Harry has been the main character this game, Mazel, as this Jace has been massive. It's able to answer the Fiora, can answer the poke from DSG. Harry took all the kills early, even away from Arrow at times, and it's been well worth it for TLC as Harry's been able to cash it in. Might be a new pick for him. He's making it look like it's a sound one he's been practicing as Kim Down cleans up that kill from Arrow onto Meech, and everything coming up golden here for TLC as they have the Hextech Soul. And this game, done and dusted on the side of the skies. No way you're going up against this.
Oh no, you heard Cubby. He said done and dusted. Maybe this is the miraculous 10K comeback from DSG. But really, it's Harry slamming the door on this game. That's what we talked about coming out of game one. The fact that he's able to show up like this on the Jace, incredible.
We're coming in. Flash steal from Mir as double forts.
Mobility from Harry. He's all over the place.
I mean, the Ziggs, you can see Ziggs trying to do as much work as they can, but that fight was broken before it really started. And I love how TLC is just able to break Fake God on the side lane again. That's the massive part about the Jace pick. Being able to answer this Fiora on the side has made this game so much easier for TLC.
And I just can't laud him enough, right? You heard some of the disappointment he was talking about. You know, he is back with the Team Liquid Challengers roster. He was spending time on LCS. You saw a lot of moments that he wants back at this point when you hear him, when you talk to him. But the thing is, he has that positive mindset coming in here and wanting to grow on the things that the LCS team wanted him to grow on. And to see him have this much of a lead here and this much of a game-breaking potential is incredible. And I don't know if DSG can necessarily handle it.
Hey, Mazel. I just watched Hextech Soul proc off of Bramble Vest with Fiora. That's fun.
It is fun. It is that's ability damage.
Yeah, that's... wow. Okay. That's a good time. Man, Harry, I mean, this has got to feel good for him, man. This guy came down here to work on some things, but also build up some confidence. And Harry having a big one in this game. Good to see from him as TLC put the finishing touches on this. Aaron about to be started, about to be hit. Fake God was forced to reset after that. He does have that whole breaker complete. We know breaking Fake God in the side lane as a single person. That's going to be happily tanked up on the side of TLC. That's at 7K. There's no play here for this guys. They're going to play full turrets. Baron going over to TLC.
Turo Baron buff once again for Team Liquid Challengers. And right now, Team Liquid are looking to feed their horses some nice little toast.
Nice. I see what you did there. You know, I feel like they haven't really burnt the toast, though.
No, they haven't burnt it. It's like that perfect crisp at this point.
Yeah, they don't have a rumble. They don't have a brand. barbecue's going on.
Because their decision making has been clean, right? They got the bread out when it was fresh. They had just picked it up from the store. Then they got the right butter. They got the right knife. They took all the right decisions.
They also
get that toast.
They didn't pick brand. You know, that's part of being clean.
There is, any fire champions you want, even a fire skin if you want. But we do want to see now Team Liquid close this one out. 11,000 gold in the lead. You still have to worry about a lot of the clearing speed and some of the strength that you have with the Tristana Ziggs. But it's still something that's going to be very difficult for DSG to answer.
He's chilling. Full breaker doesn't matter. Bradley's
got all armor. Why not?
As it can.
All right, Kim down. He's been a little bit quiet here, but he doesn't want to be quiet any longer as Arrow finally cashes in for a second time. And Team Liquid are banging on the doorstep of the skies as your toaster can't hang, and they are finishing a nice 2-0 to come back in a very disappointing last stretch. They're going to try to get something back in. Zazel's already gone. They got the TP back in, and now they're just falling one by one to the might of our first place team, Team Liquid Challengers, as they will separate themselves yet again in this summer split.
Harry partook in every kill but won that game. And I think it really says a lot about how important Harry was in that draft. The Jace in the Fiora was the answer in the side lane. It was also the answer the Triss mid. It answered the Poke Ziggs. Harry was everywhere that game with Mir. And to see him have that cohesiveness with this roster against some stiff competition in Disguise this early on, great sign for Harry. That's going to be a really feel-good series for him as he played outstanding in those two games.
Harry flexing all over them, as now we do have an interview waiting on the other side of this break with Magical, so we'll see who we're talking to and get a little bit of an in into that 2-0 from Team Liquid. We'll see you there.
Hello, and welcome back. We're here at the Verizon post-game interview, and I have 2 Chainz himself. It's Bradley, the top laner of TLC, after a 2-0 victory. Gotta ask, especially because it's against DSG, a team that was hot on your heels, how does that 2-0 feel?
It feels really good. You know, I will say I was a bit surprised because I think Meech is like a really good player, so I was surprised that they kind of elected for like Fake God split push carry win composition, but unfortunately for them, I spent countless hours watching my Lord and Savior, Lord Morgan, just blind pick tanks into carries, and yeah, I was more than ready for Fake God today in DSG.
Yeah, and you know, we're talking a little bit behind the scenes before the interview, and you have some fun words here for Fake God, because everyone's been hyping him up, saying, man, look at Fake God, the return of Fake God, but here you are playing the Scion both games and making sure that he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, I do think they are a good team nonetheless, but I also don't want to give them too much credit, you know? I think I just showed up today. I show up when I'm capable of, and I'm really happy that, you know, everyone can see that. So hopefully that starts to sway a little bit, and I'll just try and continue the momentum.
Got to get everyone talking about Bradley again, right? Got to bring that back. But like we said, you were playing the Scion both games, and kind of tell us a little bit more. You were talking about your Lord and Savior, Lord Morgan over there, playing a lot of the Scion. So how's that kind of helped you go into game plans like this, where in game 1 it was the Gwen you had the Scion matchup into, and then game 2 the Fiora?
To be honest, like, I think the more hours I put into this champion, the more unique windows that I'm able to see. Like the game 1 for mid, the one Harry to really like kickstart off the game. To be honest, I think it's when you're playing tanks versus carries and you don't really get to dictate the wave, you have to be able to see opportunities that are very hard to see, right? Especially because you have to create them on your own. They're not just given to you. So I think the more hours you put into things like this, the more natural it becomes. And I think you saw game one today. Tried to do it game 2. I told Arrow, don't make it obvious. I'll have to see his POV because honestly, I want to go back and flame him because I think he made it obvious in the Draven game, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to go back because I'm going to be on his ass. I'm going to be on his ass if it was obvious.
Get him. Get him. I'm here. I support you, Bradley, on that one. But instead of talking about that play, because we'll look at the VODs, we'll see the POV. You'll have to let us know on Twitter as well. Exactly. If it was Arrow just being like, I'm going to go in too early, or if it was just like something you didn't see before. But I want to focus on the first play you made in that second game, because you had that Scion roam into mid lane that got Harry set up, and Harry, another 2 Chainz member with you from last year, having now come from the LCS here back into Challengers. How does it feel to play with this player again?
Honestly, like, this situation sucks for him, but like, it makes me super, super happy. Obviously, you know, I want the best for him. You know, he's my former teammate. He's the one that carried me last year. So, like, when everything was happening and, like, we were told the news, like, I shot him a quick little message. I was like, you know, hey, man, like, I'm really, really grateful for you carrying me the first few years. So it's my turn to return the favor. And I'm happy I was able to do that, actually, today, because I did help set him up for success. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, genuinely, I think that what was it, level 7 gank that he had in mid lane as the Scion that got him that first kill. Well, not first kill, it was his second kill, because he'd gotten the first blood earlier. But really, from that moment, that was just Harry winning the game outright. He was just so far ahead. And
That's
so,
my boy. Yeah.
Exactly, it's one of those feels good, right? And so kind of looking at you, both your futures, you and Harry, how do you feel you have upgraded since the last time you played with him?
I will say I'm a lot more well-rounded as a teammate now. I do want to say, as far as, like, a lot of people are aware, you know, my teammates were literally too good for Academy last year. So there's a lot of little things that you miss when your teammates are really good. For example, like, just like one quick one, right? A lot of top lane timers to move around the map for vision. I completely did not know, because Ayla would just do it himself. Like, literally Giga Chad. Like, I don't need my top laner, because Ayla was really good at tracking tempo, like, so good in fact that he literally didn't need me for like 90% of top lane movements for wards. So that's one thing, like, I had to pick up, and there are countless other examples, but that's just like the one that comes to my mind first that I had to work on.
Yeah, and that's a very fair point. You guys were the 2 Chainz after all. You guys were such a solid team, and you were the only one that didn't go up initially, but you were the newest player for that team when we look at how Challengers/Academy was, because you role swapped from mid to top lane. So now that you've had about a year and a half in top lane, how have you felt like you've been able to grow into this role?
Oh, exponentially, honestly. Like every day, I really feel like the more effort I put in, the more results I see. And I'm starting to see that, like, as of recent. I think my series yesterday was really good as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win in game 1. We should have, but, you know, mistakes happen. It's a part of, you know, growing pains, you know. But I really do think that since the start of this year, especially learning with the new squad, what the things I actually need to work on now are, has helped me grow exponentially.
All right, so quick shout out to anyone you want to shout out before I let you go.
All my teammates, you know, I really want to thank you guys. Shout out to my coach, #DraftGap. I want to shout out you guys as well, because you guys make this interview really fun, and the casters as well. And wait, hold up. Wait.
Oh, there it is, the Honda. Yeah.
There you go. Nice. And as well as these lovely people in the back as well.
Love it.
So yeah. Oh, also, I always like to shout out the people in Twitch chat that hype us up.
Hey.
Especially, I know I've said this before, but in my rookie year, it meant a lot when I could go back in the replay and see everyone supporting us in the Twitch chat. You know, it's one of my favorite moments, like when you win and you get to go back and you get to see people hyping you up. Oh my God, Pog, Chadley. And, you know, I'm sure it means a lot for, you know, Kim Down. And, you know, it used to be AP as well. And it means, I guarantee you guys, it'll mean even more to Harry. So, as always, thank you.
Yeah, thank you as well, Bradley, for the interview. It's great having you on again. Go celebrate with your team, because the rest of us, we're going to toss it to a break. We got one more series left ahead of us, and this one will decide who either ties with second or is going to be in third place, because it's a wild card taking on FlyQuest Challengers, both tied right now at 16 and 10. You won't want to miss it.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.